We're going to recrown the muzzle of this rifle in our little project here. You're going to need some tools. Well, I'll tell you the tools you're going to need, but it's a fairly simple process. What I've done is I've clamped the rifle at a table. We're not going to use a huge amount of force. We're going to do this by hand, very gently, very slowly. Okay. Some of the stuff you're going to need: layout fluid. You're going to need cutting fluid for the cutter. Now, Brownell sells these cutters. This is a 90 degree, which is flat, and we're going to run this first because when you saw cut or do all the thing, you want a flat surface to the bore. That's where you use this pilot, which goes in the bore and is attached to the cutter, and it helps line it up to the bore. You're going to need a handle for these tools, and the second tool is an 11 degree target crown. And what this cutter does is cut the end of the barrel flat to the bore. What the target crown does, it's at an angle like a chamfer, and it goes in and you cut back the face of the bore so it's dished out and protected. Alright, so first step, we'll get in close and I'll show you how all of this is done. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is put a little layout fluid on the end of the barrel, because that way I'll know when there's no blue left that I have cut the barrel flat. Okay, so with our tool, this little handle just screws on there, and this is like a reamer. You only want to turn it in one direction or you'll dull the blades. So you want to turn it clockwise. Don't go back with it, clockwise. And then once you have the handle affixed, you take your little pilot, slide it in there. There's a flat on the pilot, so you try to line that up with the little set screw on the side, your microscopic Allen wrench here, and just turn it to where you lock your pilot in place. And then it's just a matter of you place this down on there, like that, and then just with a little bit of pressure, turn. And there's one giant high spot there. Let me see. Alright, this is going to take a bit. So I'm going to go, and then you could always put a little bit of cutting fluid to kind of help. And then I'm going to do that till I get a clean surface. Okay, I hope you can see where we're about halfway on the face, and that's what we're doing. And you want to keep turning till the metal is all shiny and the blue is all gone. Alright, as you can see, I got most of it. There's a little bit on the edge, but we're not going to get crazy with it here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and change over to our other tool. Alright, so now you can see the difference between our two tools. This one here is flat, which we were using, and now it's got an 11 degree taper to it, and this is what we're going to go and put down on the barrel until we cut a new face on it, an angle there. And I've re-blued the barrel so I can see where I'm at while I'm cutting. Alright, so we have some blue on there, and we're going to put a little cutting fluid, and the same process. You just go and we start cutting by hand. Now, I believe you can do this until you cut the whole face of the barrel. I kind of don't, and I found it works well. But you want to go slow. And clean your chips off as you go. I have a little brush here. Clean it off. Okay, and just turn it by hand slowly until you get to the desired depth. And we'll come back for that. Okay, there I've went and cut it. I've cut it past the lands and grooves. So to me, that's not, I guess you can drive that down in there till you dish out the whole face at 11 degrees. But that's all I do. Okay, is just enough to get a nice sharp flat edge on the end of the bore, and that's what gives you the accuracy of your crown. Okay, once we have completed the job, we got to clean the chips out of the bore. Don't forget that. And basically get our patch through there. And then what I would do is take this patch off. And put on another. Okay, that was a wet patch with solvent. Now we got a dry one. Run it up through there. Still a bunch of nasty crap on there. Oh yeah. We're good to go. Actually, it's a shame. That's a nice damn bore in there. Alright. So here we are. We got our crown redone. So first step into the thing is to clean up the barrel butchery. And like I said, this is a damn good bore on this gun. It's pretty sharp. It's a shame what they did. So now I guess my next step would be, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out and test fire it, or just go ahead and get the scope mounted scope next. I don't know yet. I would like to test fire this, but something tells me it'll be alright. We got to get some sort of a sight on here, something we can shoot other than just the BS. Alright guys, so hit the like button, subscribe, stay tuned as we move along with our little project, and I try to decide how much cash I wish to fling down into this pit here. Alright, thank you and stay tuned.